Have you had an argument or a disagreement that has left you angry, sad, or even hurt? Perhaps with a friend or a family member, or at work with a coworker or a boss. Maybe it was with a spouse or partner. Conflict has a nasty impact on relationships. Today I'm going to talk about conflict resolution and the skills you can use to resolve conflict right. If we haven't already met, I'm Bacchus. Welcome. We've all had conflicts in our relationships, and we all know how difficult it is to resolve some of these disagreements. Sustained and unresolved conflict can create tension at work or at home, can erode the strength of your relationships, and can even make people physically unwell. And if that wasn't enough, conflict can break down channels of communication, eliminate supportive relationships, and create a crazy amount of stress and anxiety. And additionally, it can cause marital discord and other relationship barriers. So what exactly are we talking about here? Conflict is the disagreement or discord between people with respect to goals, values, and attitudes. The root of the conflict might be something like the difference of opinion, experiences, taste, perspective, personality, beliefs, or a wide array of other things. Although it's a completely normal phenomenon in relationships, conflict, let's be honest, sucks, and it's very difficult to manage. Research shows that people deal with conflict in about 4 different types of ways. By far, most people are conflict aversive and uncomfortable with conflict. These people don't acknowledge the conflict and walk away from the situation or refuse to speak about the disagreement. As you may be aware, this tactic simply does not solve a thing. It doesn't work. Often, it makes the problem even bigger. The second response is to accommodate to the issue. If you or the other party aren't invested in the problem or in the solution, you just give in. If you truly don't care about the issue, then it's all good. Beware though, over time harsh feelings tend to arise and typically appear further down the road. The next way folks deal with conflict is to compromise. That's where each party sacrifices what they really want in order to find some common ground. This technique definitely opens up the lines of communication, and that's a great thing. But in all honesty, it's not optimal when it comes to managing conflict. The last method people use is collaboration. This is the most impactful way to manage conflict. Collaboration is the focus on establishing win-win solutions. It requires the greatest time investment, the most communication, but it is the most worthwhile way to address conflict. Reflecting on these categories: avoidance, accommodating, compromise, collaboration. How do you respond to conflict? Put your response in the comments below, and I'm sure you will find that you are not alone in the way that you respond to disagreements. Now, as we understand how most folks respond to conflict, let's shift our focus to conflict resolution. First and foremost, conflict resolution is an active process aimed at reducing friction between individuals or groups locked in a discord or disagreement. It's definitely not an easy process. Hell, if it was, I wouldn't be doing this video. But you can use the following techniques to help you successfully manage conflict in your relationships. Before any conversation concerning conflict is had, you want to consider the following. Technique number 1, you need to remember this. It's very, very important. There are always 3 sides to every story: yours, theirs, and the truth. The second thing you need to remember is that tough conversations require the right mindset. When we're talking about a conflict conversation, the right mindset is a calm mindset. If you are still hot about the conflict, or the other party is hot about the conflict, or some other thing, if the emotions are running high from either party, that is not the right time to have a conflict resolution conversation. Don't do it. High emotions will result in an escalated and unproductive conversation. Now moving on to the actual conversation. Technique number 3. Be clear about the conflict. It is not uncommon for simple misunderstandings to contribute to huge conflicts. Unpack the disagreement so that all partners are crystal clear on the matter at hand. Technique number 4. Separate the issue or the behavior from the person or the party. The conflict, behavior, or opinion of the other person in and by itself is not an indication that the other party is a bad person or out to make your life tough. Remember, separate the issue or the behavior from the other person or party. Technique number 5. When discussing the issue at hand, avoid generalizations. These are not helpful and put the other person on the defensive right off the bat. Use specific language. Use concrete facts. Stay focused on the conflict at hand. Doing so will help propel the conversation forward to a mutually agreeable conclusion. Technique number 6. Label your emotions. Own your feelings and thoughts. I statements are a great tool for this. An I statement or an I message is a style of communication that focuses on the feelings or beliefs of the speaker rather than the thoughts and characteristics that the speaker attribute to the listener. I will leave the formula for I statements in the description below, along with some situations where you can practice creating and utilizing I statements. The last technique is, at all costs, be respectful. There are so many ways to get to the end. Be curious and inquisitive of the perceptions and opinions and the reasons of the other party. Refrain from using negative or derogatory language. Even if you disagree with the position of another, you can still validate their opinion, experiences, and thoughts. And there you have it. Solid techniques that help you manage conflict effectively. Like all skills, they require practice. Choose a technique that resonates with you the most and start using it. You will get better, I promise. Remember, conflict of any sort is simply that, a conflict, a disagreement in some area. As such, don't interpret a conflict as a personal attack on you. It isn't. The presence of a conflict does not mean that you are wrong and the other party is right. It doesn't mean that you're not qualified or you're less educated or you're less anything. The presence of a conflict simply represents the opportunity for innovative solutions, for greater communication, and to build stronger relationships. Thanks so much, guys, for your time. Please, don't forget, subscribe to my channel and like this video. And I will catch you on the next one. Cheers.